Everyone, I'm in this hot car, sweating up like a storm. So, I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth on Atlanta Hawks season and where each and every player stands currently. So, I want to start off with the outsiders. Let's start off first with Ryan Kelly. This is like we're talking about the third, potentially fourth unit right now. Ryan Kelly, we reacquired him after waiving Eddie Tarvers. Sorry. And the reason why this is important is because Eddie Tarvers was signed by the Cavaliers like a couple days ago, and he's up there having 6 blocks a game, like in his first game there. So this is why it's pretty important, because the Cavs getting Eddie Tarvers a chance to shine. And this is important, and I wish him the best. I really do. I think he's a very talented big guy. 7'3". It's very skilled, but besides being a little bit slower, on the court, guy, you can't really shoot over him. So they did this because of the Hawks. Because the Hawks are giving them some trouble. So at backup center position, when we see him in the playoffs, we're going to end up seeing Eddie Tarvers in that position right there, matching up with Mike Muscala. So I'll talk about him later. So the next guy I want to bring up is from the third unit, Malcolm Delaney. I'm really impressed with him. Finishing talking about Ryan Kelly, he hit 2 threes coming off the bench in Indiana. He has making some shots, and that defensive play he had against Kevin Love in Cleveland was like awesome. So defensively, he's a great player. I saw him with the Lakers. I think he was playing a lot more minutes. He was making a lot of his shots. So yeah, Ryan Kelly is also doing pretty good in the D League. So I just give him a little bit more time in the D League, make him more feel comfortable. So next season he'll be ready to play a lot of games. So I'll talk about Malcolm Delaney. He's our new Shelvin Mack. With what's happened with Calderon, he's lost his minutes. So in the rotation, so he's turned it to Shelvin Mack, like the guy you can sort of trust. When he had that 10 points and 8 assists game against Cleveland, I was like, yo, he's just gotten better. Like, Calderon has been taking him under his wing. So, he's proving why he could get more rotation minutes. He had a alright game in Indiana. So, this was a good stretch of games. These past about 4 games for him. They're pretty good for him. So, now going on to, he had some big shots, and also in that other game when we went to overtime with the Cavs, the comeback win. I'd like to talk about Chris Humphries, man. The guy is always ready. Whatever you need from him, if you want him to come shoot some threes or make a defensive stop or some dunks, just being in there, with all those bodies, like, he can crash the boards just like that. And I think that's the physicality we need, just straight up coming off the bench. Like, if something happens to Mike, like Muscala, for a brief period of time, like Chris Humphries being there, we can really trust that situation until something accumulates. Like, let's say he comes back. But the good news is we're healthy going into the postseason. We have a loaded depth for our roster, so it's really good. So keep it up, Chris Humphries. I know people have been calling you the worst player on our team, but I've seen you. You're definitely not really the worst. You really are one of the best. You got a good jumper. His history has been pretty clutch in his career. Chris Humphries is used to big moments, so I wouldn't be surprised if we give him some minutes, like maybe they end up coming back against a team on the road or something like that, or even at home, because Chris he's very capable of these kinds of things. All right, now we talk about a little bit moving into the second rotation unit. Guys they're really going to use going into the playoff stretch. Mike Muscala, he's coming on hot, dude. He started off high, and he went down after an injury or two. And then he's going up. He's going up. He's all the way up. So he's back where he started the season, and he's just making shots, open shots. He's making even some contested shots. He's dunking over people. It's crazy, dude. Mike is on fire. He's blazing trails right now. Trailblazing, however you like to call it. Moose is killing it right now. So if he just keeps that up, bro, we're unstoppable. Defensively, he's awesome. Rebounds, blow, whoa. Offensively, he's clutch now. He's cold-blooded. So I have to give him lots of points on that. So, alright, so next we move on to Jose Calderon. New addition. He's definitely going to be the backup point guard. His court vision is amazing. He's really teaching our two point guards that we have here, and Malcolm Delaney and Dennis Schroeder, how to move the ball around truly. So he's really a guy who can actually knock down shots when you need him to, as well as the guy who can pass, because that's what he does first. It's the first thing he does, pass the ball. And he inspires the rest of the team to move it around. And then you have the unit with Mike Muscala, Jose Calderon, and Mike Dunleavy. It's not really that much, and Chris Humphries, you put him in there. Are probably our lightest guys, It's not really a coincidence. Well, I'm saying it is a coincidence, but I'm saying that they've developed a whole bunch of chemistry. That's why they're always moving the ball around. They're experienced veterans. I mean, it's beautiful thing to watch when those four get out on the court. They make whoever they're playing with better. Like if it's Michael Delaney or Kent Bazemore, or Taurean Prince, they make those players better in the process, because when they're moving the ball around, it's something beautiful. Though it starts really with those four in the unit. If they get time to play together in the playoffs, man, I'm serious. The way they're shooting the ball together is just awesome. And then you get to Mike Dunleavy himself. When he's making threes, bro, and he's an experienced veteran, he's basically the counteract to Kyle Korver. He's a guy who can drop 35 in the playoffs. We've seen him do that against the Wizards before. He's the kind of guy, he can give you 8 threes, whether coming off the bench or even starting. Like, he gives you good defense as well, so rebounds too. It's unbelievable. The guy is very under the radar, I like to say. So he's a great player. So the next guy I talk about has to be Taurean Prince. He's coming on like Donkey Kong. Taurean Prince is the future. He's the future of the Hawks. Taurean Prince will become a star one day. They say at the levels of Kawhi Leonard, but I even say at the levels of Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince, offensively, defensively, for a two-way player, he could be one of the best of all time. So, I think in the postseason is just going to be coming up party. This is a rookie year, bro. He had 18 points in the half one time against the Celtics. He could have had 40 that night. Honestly, they kept on feeding him. They just need to find him more, dude. Find Taurean Prince. He will come through for them. He will. So, we now move on to our huge guys. I think I'll say Thabo Sefolosha was a starter. He might not start again for us. He might, but at the same time, Thabo Sefolosha is great at defense. Offensively, he's probably not one of the greatest players that we have, but defensively, he can guard the best of them all. And on his best days, if he's just knocking down some shots, moving the ball around, we're almost unstoppable, dude. He can guard anybody. I'm just saying. Then talk about the guy himself. The guy who makes this team really go coming off the bench. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know whether he's going to come off the bench or not. But Tim Hardaway Jr., Mr. Shooting Guard, number 10. All kinds of things going on in my mind right now. I should just make a video alone about Tim Hardaway Jr.'s progression. They say we don't have players who can create their own shot besides Dennis Schroeder. People don't pay attention too much about the Hawks, but we have about 5 guys who can create their own shot. The names are Dennis Schroeder, Paul Millsap, Kent Bazemore. Trust me, Kent Bazemore. I was gonna go back and say it'd be Malcolm Delaney, but I'll be more expressive. So I'll move it back to 4, and then I'd say Tim Hardaway Jr. You know, some might say that Kent Bazemore thing is a stretch, but trust me. I'll talk about. They'll just move on to Kent Bazemore. Kent Bazemore, I'll come back to Timmy. Kent Bazemore, come on. Since he's come back that game against the 76ers, I knew he was ready. He's back. He's making shots that he usually makes, that he didn't make earlier before he was, resting or he was injured, whatever. I mean, beautiful. Alright. Paul Millsap having the best season of his career. Most people don't understand that, but all his stats are up and his playing is up. He's as clutch as ever. So Paul Millsap is the best Paul Millsap we've ever seen. Ever. I mean, it's the best I've seen Paul Millsap play. I'm serious. 4 years of him being here. Go back to the Jazz. I mean, he's never really been this clutch. At this level. He's at another level this season. So give the man his money. He deserves it. Paul, thank you. Dennis Schroeder is ready. A lot of people think he's not ready. He's a turnover machine, all that stuff. Bro, I've seen that. First, I thought that I did not believe in Dennis Schroeder at the beginning of the season. I wanted Jeff Teague. More than Dennis Schroeder. I wanted Dennis Schroeder not really here. But I trust Dennis Schroeder because all of his games against the Celtics have proven to me his maturity. All of the games against the Celtics, every single one of them. But the one in Boston, the only one in Boston, is what showed me Dennis Schroeder is ready. He's mature enough when he puts his mind to it. He can be the perfect point guard that we need. I wouldn't even stress his attack mode. His attack mode is where it should be. His level of attack on that basketball court is outrageous. I mean, it's crazy. It's the most gutsy thing I've ever seen. When he goes on that court and he just thinks about scoring so much. It's crazy. And I wouldn't take that away for the world because we need every single bit of that. I'm not saying he's better than Jeff Teague or Jeff Teague's better than him. I'm saying they're about equal with what you get. The consistency of a point guard with Jeff Teague, with the assists, with the playmaking, everything. But Dennis Schroeder's attack mode, you even pair that with the turnovers, the good, the bad, the pros and the cons. I'm saying they're just about the same. I wish they played at the same level at the same time without this whole competition stuff. Maybe you could work Dennis Schroeder at the shooting guard and whatever, and then put Jeff Teague at the point guard. But that's a good combo. I just like Dennis Schroeder this way. He's doing his stuff with Tim Hardaway Jr. Alright. D8. Dwight Howard. He's the catalyst, dude. I mean, easiest player to make 20 and 20. That's what they say. 20 rebounds. These are the physicality we needed, the rebounding we needed. This team throughout the postseason has been a target of rebounding struggles. They said we were one rebounder away from really going to the finals or winning a championship. That's what they said. We were one rebounder away. Now that we have them, they're still downing us. So, hey, I need to make a video about Tim Hardaway Jr. I do not have enough time, but I should make it sometime really soon. All right, talk to you later.